down the back straightaway. Cars get a little bit loose and crazy as they get the end of the back straightaway.
I mean, do they think it's 10 to go?
Trouble. Here we go. Here we go.
Jimmy Johnson got turned, and they pile up behind him.
14:48. I mean, the whole crowd. There's a 10. Wow. Lord have mercy. There you go.
5th caution flag of the day. 7-time series champ Johnson. Clint Boyer is in it. There's Jimmy's Chevrolet all torn up, and he's climbing out. DJ Kennington just drove into the garage after that one.
Goodness gracious.
Joey Gase, Denny Hamlin. Now watch Jimmy Johnson outside, 2nd row.
Oh, they got 4 wide. What happened was the 1 car, he snuck to the outside of the 48 getting into turn 3, and the 6 tried to go to the inside. Just not enough room to make it 4 wide right there.
And Mike, I know you won't. The cars are the most difficult to hang on to at the end of that back straightaway. They're light right there. Any touch, any move can spin you out.
I got you. I've not only seen this, I've been a part of this. Jamie McMurray pulls this move a lot. He sticks his nose just right there on your right rear quarter panel, nudges his way in there, and makes some great moves, but it is very aggressive.
Oh, there it goes. Danica up in smoke.
Stop down to the apron. Stop to the apron. You're all clear down. All clear down. There you go.
That's what Chad was waiting for. He just couldn't wait that long.
Caution, lap 252.
Garage, I'm into Brandon. To the garage.
Tooth Fairy went poof.
Yes.
Pit box.
You just don't see a lot of blown engines anymore. Got to get that free pass.
When she came out of the pits the last time, it was puffing off the right side on shifts, indicating maybe a valve, maybe a ring problem, but now terminal.
Look, I love the airflow of the car as you see the smoke trailing behind it. I don't know if I've seen an engine blow up and bring that much smoke out in a very long time, possibly if ever.
Around hard in the wall, and that is David Reagan.
And Danica up here, Mike, in the 10 car as well.
Some things just have a way of unfolding very predictably, and this was one of them. 6th caution of the day, lap 323.
See what happened here, guys. I think we know, but take a look.
Got Danica on the bottom. Oh, David Reagan gets a big run, tries to go to the center and make it 3 wide. Danica just didn't have any idea that he was going to do that. Comes up and makes contact.
Yeah, he was trying to go by his 34 car there and dove under him, and Danica was down below and made contact right here.
42,
Bam.
19 and 11. Stay easy. Back it down. Stay in the middle. You clear all the way back up.
Great job.
That's a really risky move to be making right there. I mean,
on his teammate.
I mean, I understand he had the run and you know was going to try to dive inside of him going into turn 3 as they went down the back straightaway, but you have to anticipate and understand with that car on the inside what knowledge they have, and Danica had no idea that was going to come and happen.
Man, a lot of damage.
A fast race car. His spotter Eddie DeHunt just told him it's time to be greedy.
There he goes. There we go. Here we go.
Oh, upside on
down.
the side.
Well, AJ, that was a humdinger.
Yes, it was, and that's there he is upside down, and I hope he's all right. I see him moving around in there. I don't think there's any issue with him.
Yeah, you just can't push on the left side of that rear bumper.
Well, you just can't.
Let's ride with Danica Patrick.
Second, back it down. Stay low. Inside. 32 never stopped.
Boy, that was a lick. Getting crowded up there in the front right now with the 42. Oh,
Whoa!
trouble. Big
Crash. Danica Patrick and Joey Logano
and
Eric Almirola.
Holy smoly.
Oh, heavy damage there on Danica.
Those cars are killed.
And Almirola piling in at the last second and going up in the air. Patrick
Danica's
quickly out of her car.
Boy, she's out in a hurry.
Woo. No kidding, the thing was on fire.
And looking rather upset.
Oh man, it looked like the 22 just got loose.
I think that.
Oh man, what a ride that Danica went on.
Danica took a heck of a ride into the wall, and then the 43 just plowed in there.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go. I think he committed to the outside lane. Pretty big impact by the 43. As you could see, Almirola sitting in his car. He hadn't quite gotten out of the car yet.
Eric Jones right behind them, right behind Logano.
Oh, something
something happened on that 22.
Something had to break.
Keep coming here. There you go. Top is good.
Oh, right
front. Yeah, I saw it blow the fender up.
I think that was a brake rotor.
Are you thinking what?
Yeah, and that's why it turned left. I think that disintegrated the right front brake rotor. Right as he went to the brakes, you saw it come through the hood, and what that do? It just turned the car to the left because all it had was left front brake.
It turned it dead left. I know that. What's wrong with Blaney? He's not going anywhere, backing up the whole field.
Looked like and got a bump there from Harvick.
Oh, they got a wreck. They got a wreck.
Big wreck behind you.
Heavy impact to the inside wall by Danica.
Oh, you see the left rear, the 21 is down.
Both Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney got really loose down there in turn 1. And you saw what ensued. Let's see.
21 and Blaney just gets loose right there.
Slides up in front
of the 4.
Yeah,
they just all stack up from there. Here comes Danica. The pretty nice run. Yeah, she had nowhere to go.
Bubba Wallace got into the back of the 19 of Suarez and shot him over into Danica.
Yeah, after there was contact between Suarez and
Wallace got in the back of the
19,
shot him down the hill. Right here, you'll see it. Here comes Danica's going to show up here in a second. Now watch the 43.
Yeah, the 21, the 4, and the 19 make contact, and then the 19 comes down.
43 right there. Yeah.
All right, Danica's out of her car. She is okay.
Third gear?
2 outside, 1 inside.
Couldn't hear.
I thought he went to third gear.
Caution's out. 21 must have had a flat here. Get low.
Riding with Bubba
Still
Wallace.
inside. 2 above you, 1 below.
Right there.
Stay with it, bud.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go.
Easy, dig straight. The 5 still inside. Keep hustling. The caution.
These 3 cars get almost glued together coming off the corner. The 19, the 4, and the 21.
I think right there is what cut Blaney's left rear down. When the 4 got into him, then everybody took evasive action, and Danica was the worst for the wear.
Here's Ryan Blaney's radio.
Not a good
Junior
idea.
loses it under braking.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, he clips Larson.
Oh, no.
No. Right
Are
in
you
front of
kidding
Danica.
me?
Well, now that was one of those late race situations like we talked about. Junior pulled to the inside. Danica came down to give him not a whole lot of racetrack. He locked it up and spun.
Yeah, I guarantee you will. He got on the brakes hard and started wheel hop, and that's the end result.
She made a defensive move, and Earnhardt locked him down.
Yeah, and there's
Watch
so
this,
little
Mike.
rear spoiler in these cars. Not a lot of grip.
You see her move over a little bit, which
I thought he made it. I thought he made a great move. I thought she left just enough open, but when he got on the brakes hard and maybe went to that downshift, the back end came around.
Has 6th and 7th place right there. Quite a battle.
See if you can watch the rear tires. Just steps out.
Yeah.
Wow. It just come around. She kind of blocked me down into the slick stuff there. Help her, buddy.
Yeah, I definitely don't think there's much grip as you get lower in that braking zone. There's not a lot of grip there. Whoa.
And caution is out.
Yeah,
Some
somebody.
damage to the 17.
Oh man, that car
Wow.
is destroyed.
What happened?
That baby. Look at that. The left front is. Let's see what happened here.
Damage
All right,
to
we're gonna-
Danica's nose.
We're going to ride with Danica Patrick.
Whoa.
Somebody made contact.
Wow.
There was contact on the inside, the right side of Danica. Oh, they were 3 wide.
Yeah.
Is that Larson and Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
Yeah.
Forces him into Danica, turns her around.
And that's the caution flag.
And she,
Bam.
man, Backs right into Stenhouse.
I'm sure Stenhouse thought she would lock it down and keep it. But not that you have that much control when your car's out doing what hers is doing. But I know that's what he thought was going to happen. Gosh, oh, that was a hard lick.
She was in 19th place.
Having a great run. The car is good.
Ricky was 22nd.
Yikes, right there.
You know, and it's so hard with spotters here to try to cover all these areas, and then you have somebody, you know, dives 3 wide trying to make a big move there.
That's what happens when you have tires, don't have tires. You're so much faster than some of the cars in front of you, and you take a chance. You got more grip than they do, and you end up with a situation like this.
To make the move, he'll get past Jimmy Johnson. And now, falling back just a bit in that inside line, the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Look at the hands on AJ Allmendinger. Up in the air goes the 42 of Kyle Larson. Caution comes out. And another contact. Matt Kenseth hits. The one of Jamie McMurray flying down pit road. He's vantage point. Once again, the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. had filled that hole, and a big hit by the 41 of Kurt Busch. The red flag has been displayed.
Those are the angles that just tremendous impact. The 41 down at the bottom of the racetrack gets caught in the quarter panel, it looked like. So you see him down there on the bottom. The action starts happening on the outside, and the 41 gets clipped, turns right, up the wall.
Sure. One car came up, the other car came down. It's hard for me to see when it first starts.
Into the walls, the 10 of Danica Patrick.
Right behind her. Both of them way up the racetrack. I don't know. I mean, obviously they made contact. Austin was much higher than I would have anticipated him being.
Austin way. Momentum, the key when you go through turn 3 because you have such a long straightaway as Kenseth sideways in front of the field. They're piling up behind him.
Well, Matt Kenseth got by with that, I believe. He never touched anything, but Eric Almirola with major damage on the front of his car.
37 also involved Chris Buescher, where he got his first career win. See damage to the 32 of Matt DiBenedetto. Danica Patrick in the 10 was sideways, but the most damage it looks like goes to Eric Almirola.
See Matt Kenseth on the inside of Jimmy Johnson, and we keep seeing this over and over and over. We saw it last week at Indianapolis. The car on the outside of Matt Kenseth just pulls him around. No air on the car. This low downforce package makes these cars very difficult to drive with the car on the outside of him. So then all these guys behind it, you can see they just cannot get slowed down quick enough.
Yeah, it looked like somebody might have got into the back of Eric Almirola. It could have been Dale Jr. that maybe pushed him in there a little bit faster and not able to slow down. It's just a chain reaction. And Matt Kenseth, he wasn't overdriving. We're on the first lap of the race, but as Jeff pointed out, these things happen so quickly.
Paul Menard, the 27, got into the back of the 3 of Austin Dillon.
And DJ, you've been in that situation. In slow motion replay or whatever, it looks like it's easy, but it's not. They start stacking up. Check out as we ride along. What a great shot you can see right there. Matt Kenseth, he just rolls around on him.
Yeah, especially that first car behind him, he sees it best, and then he automatically slows down, but everybody behind him is not seeing that.
And notice that the only thing he could do, Kyle Larson, was just
explaining to Chad Knaus exactly what happened. That was one of his first laps too, or it was his out that first attempt. This was Danica Patrick.
Mixed bag up ahead. Good cars, bad cars.
Oh, the 10 of Danica Patrick. Trouble at turn 1.
Hey, Tina, check me out.
Oh, big hit by the 38 into Danica Patrick in the 10. Look at the damage to the right front.
Man beyond repaired it.
Steering close to the left, it feels really bad.
they were running 26 and 27. Danica's just on the bottom of the racetrack, just nowhere to go. lost 2 positions. But big impact right there. But these 2 cars were actually running in front of Kyle Busch, so that's 2 spots that Kyle Busch will pick up.
2 more points potentially for Busch. Side. Riding along with the bat cam, 100 miles an hour on that camera as they go down the back stretch.
Oh, there it is.
Hard into the wall, the 41 of Kurt Busch. He'll collect the rest of the field.
The 18's in it, the 48's in it.
The 88 is in it. Just on the front edge. She starts to roll now on the apron. The 32 of Matt DiBenedetto. The 4 of Harvick.
20 of Matt Kenseth.
78, Martin Truex Jr. Brendan Gaughan in the 75.
Just
looks like the 78. Was that the 38 perhaps of David Reagan?
Yeah, I think it was a 38. It's like that 78 trying to make it 4 wide. That's the moves we see drivers make late in the race. You see right there the 78 trying to get on the outside.
And this is what we talked about all week. Why do the playoff drivers fear Talladega? Because these drivers, the 18 of Kyle Busch, the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse, Jimmy Johnson, you see heavy contact there as well. 4 of Kevin Harvick. They have to be in the middle of this pack. They have to fight for the points. That's why those stages are so important. Think about the points that were gained by Keselowski, Blaney, even Johnson. He got 10 points over the stages. That's going to take a little of the sting away from this accident, because this has eliminated all of the.
And the 24, and around goes the 77 of Jones, almost up over the wall as they hit hard. The 20 of Kenseth involved, as is the 1 of McMurray.
See, they're coming off turn 2, and Eric Jones' car gets loose, puts a little bit too much wheel back to the right, and basically head on into the wall, and then major impact behind, got him up in the air.
I think that was Daniel Suarez perhaps that made the first impact. It looked like the 19 car, that orange and white car.
But as we mentioned, the 20 involved, the 1 of Jamie McMurray, both involved in the playoffs, part of the round of 12.
There's the big hit right there for the 20 car. You see Jimmy Johnson on the left-hand side of the screen sliding through.
Man.
Back as he comes out of 4, it's a drag race. They wreck behind him. Kyle Busch will win.
Yes, sir. Checkered.
Big wreck on the front stretch. A parking lot right in front of the grandstands. Danica Patrick, just as we were following them, the 47 was right behind her, racing fairly hard, AJ Allmendinger, and there you see the fire on the right side.
Never mind, we're done.
And I'm sure not the way that Danica Patrick wanted her final full-time season to end.
Huge damage.
We're going to the garage.
Danica's car.
Right front upwards left, it looks like.
You heard Danica say stop or continue on to the garage.
You mentioned there was also damage to the 5 of Casey Kane. We didn't get a chance to mention this will be his last time in that 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports. So much like Danica, not how he wanted to end his career at HMS.
And now the smoke's so bad that it looks as though Danica's just going to climb out of that one.
You're all clear to hop out.
Good job by the spotter there to let her know she was clear, no cars coming behind her.
This just the 3rd caution. As we see Danica walking away, she'll have to go to the infield care center, get checked out. But the 3rd caution of the day, 18 laps before the end of stage 2. I mentioned AJ Allmendinger was just behind the 10. He was making the pass on the inside as Danica got hard up into the wall, and Casey Kane nowhere to go.
Yeah, Danica got free getting in the corner and just chased it up the racetrack, ended up getting in the wall, and then Casey just carrying too much speed to get the car slowed down. Although people say, well, just get on the brakes and turn. Well, when you're getting on the brakes, the car's not turning. So
Many times you see a car drive into a wreck like that. It looks kind of silly, but it's just you can't stop these race cars.